1983, Thomas Silverstein managed to escape his handcuffs and kill a prison guard. This was his fourth murder while in prison. As a result, he was put in solitary confinement for the rest of his life, cut off from human contact. He holds the record for spending the most time in solitary confinement of any federal inmate, being isolated in various prisons since 1983. Nico Jenkins. In August 2013, Nico Jenkins killed 4 people in Omaha, Nebraska, following what he claimed were orders from an ancient serpent god named Apis. Diagnosed with mental illness at 9 and sentenced to 18 years in prison for carjacking, Jenkins was released only to commit more crimes. On August 11, 2013, 2 bodies were found in a truck, and just days later, another body was discovered. Jenkins even posted a picture with one of his victims on Facebook the day before the murder. His family, including his mother and sister, helped him in his crimes. Jenkins was eventually caught, confessed, and sentenced to death. He later tried to sue for $24.5 million, claiming his mental illness was ignored. Robert Hansen, the FBI spy. Robert Hansen joined the FBI in 1976, but became one of the most damaging spies in its history. From 1985, Hansen shared top-secret information with the Russians for over $1.4 million in cash and diamonds. He was finally caught in 2001, after the FBI paid a KGB agent for information leading to Hansen. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole and spent his days in solitary confinement. Terry Nichols, the Oklahoma City bomber. On April 19, 1995, Terry Nichols and Timothy McVeigh parked a truck bomb in front of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, killing 168 people. Nichols was arrested after bomb components were found in his home. His anti-government views led him to commit this act of terrorism. He is serving life sentences without parole at ADX Florence. Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. Ted Kaczynski, a math genius turned bomber, sent homemade bombs for 17 years, killing 3 and injuring many others. He targeted universities and airlines to protest against industrial society. The FBI struggled to catch him until his brother recognized his writing in a published manifesto. Kaczynski was arrested, pleaded guilty, and received 8 life sentences. He was diagnosed with cancer in 2021 and later died by suicide in 2023. Eric Rudolph, the Olympic Park bomber. Eric Rudolph bombed Atlanta's Centennial Olympic Park in '96, killing 2 and injuring many. He evaded capture for 5 years by hiding in the mountains. Rudolph was finally caught in 2003 and received 4 life sentences. He justified his bombings with anti-government and anti-abortion beliefs. Michael Swango, the poisoning doctor. Michael Swango, a former doctor, poisoned numerous patients and colleagues. Despite multiple arrests and convictions, he continued his killing spree across the US, and even in Zimbabwe. He was finally caught in 1997 and sentenced to life in prison. His manipulative nature and deadly actions earned him a spot at ADX Florence. Larry Hoover, the gangster disciple. Larry Hoover founded the Gangster Disciples in Chicago and continued running his gang from prison. He promoted education and nonviolence while secretly growing his drug empire. In '95, a massive raid led to his conviction on multiple charges, adding 6 life sentences to his existing 200-year sentence. He is held at ADX Florence. Richard Lee McNair, the escape artist. Richard Lee McNair escaped from prison 3 times, once by mailing himself out in a crate. His final escape in 2006 was short-lived, as he was captured in 2007 in Canada. McNair is known for his cleverness and is currently at ADX Florence.